What's good, everybody? It's your boy Raislive. So check it out. You remember when the PlayStation 4 was first announced? When Sony got up there and said every PlayStation 4 will come equipped standard with 500 gigabyte hard drive. And everybody was like, oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Even me, I was like, man, oh, that's more than enough. I don't have to buy another hard drive ever. Because on the PlayStation 3, that era, I had the 800, not the 800, but the 80 gigabyte hard drive, and that hard drive lasts me the entire, well, pretty much almost the entire console life, only until like around the end, and I was satisfied with that, and I had way more games back then. I had a whole bunch of PlayStation 3 games back in the day before I sold them all, and that 80 gigabyte really stretched out and did me justice, which was just, 80 gigabytes just sounds so small compared to now, but, it lasted a long time. A lot of people were pretty much, good with 60, 80 gigabytes worth of hard drive space. But PlayStation 4, Xbox One, we got 500 gigabyte. And, I was thinking that too. I was thinking, hey, you know what? With that mentality, I was like, man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm set for life right here. I don't have to buy another hard drive. I was super excited about that. I was like, finally, they're giving us, a large amount of hard drive. But, it was too good to be true, because basically, let's face it, raise your hand if you're like running out of space already, especially if you're somebody like me who have already a lot of games, who play different games. You can't even play the games that you want, because you have to constantly uninstall games and then reinstall the game, and nobody be wanting to do that. I know for me, for one, like, I still have games that I haven't even played, that I bought like brand new, that I haven't even played yet, because I want to beat games that I already have, because I really don't want to uninstall a game and then reinstall it later, because it's like, so like, it takes forever, especially with all the DLCs and the updates. I mean, the majority of us, we probably have two games that we play the most. We usually playing Grand Theft Auto or Battlefield. Those are pretty much the two games that I constantly rotate playing and showing like gameplay or whatever. Especially if I'm doing like a commentary, I usually got one of those games playing in the background like I have right now, just because those games are like the most popular, and it's easier to the eye. Like nobody knows. It's not hard to understand what's going on within the game. Like, it's easy. Everybody's like, okay, he's just messing around, or he's doing a mission, or whatever the case may be, or he's just killing people. So it's easy, instead of like putting a complicated game where people's watching and they can't even like follow up. They're like, what is this? What kind of game are you playing? So that's why I play these games, as well as they're fun. They're pretty much the hottest games that's out right now. They sold the most too. Battlefield 4 and Grand Theft Auto 5 are like the hottest games out. But I constantly I play those the most, because I don't want to uninstall those games and play any other game, because let's face it, the DLCs for Grand Theft Auto 5, I think Grand Theft Auto 5 DLCs, as well as Battlefield 4 DLCs, each one of those games, I believe they taken up like about almost 70 gigabytes each worth of space on my hard drive, because there's so many DLCs we had for the game, and they're like large DLCs, like gigabytes and gigabytes worth of material, and it's crazy, man. And it's just filling up my lobby, man, just filling it up. And I remember in the beginning, I was kind of hinting towards it, because when I first got Grand Theft Auto, well, my first game was Battlefield 4, and I popped that in, I was like, damn, that's a large chunk that it took from my hard drive. I think it was like 50 or 40, something like that, when you first initially get it, before like all the DLCs came out, the map packs. I was like, man, that's a lot right there. I was like, oh, I hope this doesn't continue. And my mind was that I was thinking like, okay, this is like, this is a multi-platform game. It's out for all consoles. So I was thinking maybe the technology for it is just not, really up to par. So they pretty much just said, hey, we're not going to really optimize it from the disc. We're going to make people just download the game and then, install the game from the disc into the hard drive, as well as play it from the disc. So that's why I was thinking like, okay, maybe it's just easier to do that or whatever. So I was thinking like, maybe in the future we would get more games where it's just on the disc. You don't have to install it, like on the PlayStation 3. You didn't have to install the game. You just play them off the disc. But apparently, with the PC architecture and everything, it all makes more sense now that that's what basically what's happening. We're installing the games from the discs onto our hard drives, and that makes the gameplay more smoother. You know, we can have better graphics, all that all of that plays into a better experience and a better gaming experience. That's why it's much easier to do it that way, and this is what developers like, because the games are much easier to develop for, and it's just technically superior when you do it that way. However, it does have its drawbacks, and the number one drawback for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of others out there, is that it's taking up a lot of space on our hard drives, and we no longer have the room that we once thought we would or have anymore. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, man. I wanted to talk about that freaking storage, man. I'm already having problems with it. It's freaking crazy. I'm pretty much might have to go out and buy. See, the thing is, when you're buying technology, especially like hard drive space and stuff like that, like you there's so much like new technology coming out, and it's such frequent that you don't want to feel dumb for buying something and then finding out something else new came out and it feels obsolete. Now, even though hard drives don't really jump around, but we all know that SSD drives are like the new popular thing coming out because they're much faster and you can install things much faster. So people are kind of like, flocking towards that. However, the price for those things are a lot more expensive than a regular standard HD drive. So I'm basically like on the edge where I'm thinking like, should I just get well, for one, the SSDs, one of the drawbacks of the SSD is that they're really expensive, and they usually don't have that much space. Like if you want a lot of space for it, you're paying a lot of money. You're pretty much paying like $500 for like a freaking hard drive. Like that's freaking crazy. That's more than the damn console. But so basically, I'm kind of like on the fence whether or not I'm like, do I want to wait until like the SSD, hard drives prices drop, so therefore I can get like a better, superior hard drive for my PlayStation 4, or should I just go with a 2 terabyte regular standard HD drive? So that's what I'm like. I mean, of course it'll be cheaper and more beneficial. I have more space, but at the same time, I don't want to upgrade it again later down in the future. I want to just get it one time, make a one-time purchase and just be done with it. I don't want to constantly be changing my hard drive in the future, because it's just these games, they're too large. It takes too long to be installing. So that's my thoughts on that. That's all I wanted to talk about. You guys let me know in the comment section if you feel the same way. But it's your boy Raislive. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys on my next video. I'm out. Peace.